So when you're a police officer, did you deal with the court system or law? Did you go testify or?
Yeah, I did a lot of a lot of testifying in the courts. My last year and a half on the police department, I was actually working in Manhattan Central Courts.
Okay.
So I was working downtown. I went to law school when I was my last years as a police officer.
How'd you finish your undergrad? Because you said
Yeah,
you left, right?
I left early. I finished the police department, and then I was going to school while I was working full time in the daytime.
Uh-huh.
John Jay College, which is a CUNY
As a
system.
police officer. So you're working as a police officer?
I was
Man,
as a police officer in the
finished
street.
your bachelor.
Yeah, in the street, running
Wow,
around.
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
and
What
then
made you want to get a bachelor's degree? Because a lot of cops don't want to do that, right?
again, it's gonna sound horrible, but taking it back to my mother,
Yeah.
I can't. My father here has he had 2 Ivy League degrees,
Okay,
right?
wow,
My mom has a 1 Ivy League degree, and she's an attorney as well.
yeah, yeah.
And I don't have a bachelor's. I had to follow up with that.
Okay.
So luckily, which is accessibility is a big thing for me too,
Yeah.
right? The CUNY system has a program for police officers, CUNY John Jay College, right?
Yeah.
Where they give you 36 credits for the police academy.
Okay, nice.
So I was able to apply those credits to
Nice.
my bachelor's,
Okay.
and then they have another program they give you up to, I think it's 36 or 33 credits for free as a
Cool.
police officer
Nice.
taking courses. So
Yeah.
without that, I would have never graduated.
That's amazing. That's awesome you did that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you had to tell some police officers today, what would
Yeah.
you tell them? What would you tell them to do?
I would say that when
We're interested in law.
you're building life skills, right?
Yeah.
And the discipline that I learned as a police officer 21, 22, I apply it today with Trademarkia because I'm working from home
Yeah.
and there's nobody in my house making sure I'm doing my work, right? So I have to get up on my own. I have to be able to set that discipline and say, these are the hours I'm working, this is the work I'm going to put in, this is how I'm going to finish it. So applying that discipline, it applies to really various parts of your life. And I
Right.
think that also building in that career when you retire, a lot of us police officers have an issue with identity where we're a police officer and that's it. And we can't get past it,
Yeah.
right? But I think that school
Yeah.
allows you to be able to, your education allows you to be around a group of people that are not police officers. And
Yeah.
you realize there's other jobs out there, there's other people out there, right? And then it helps you to get that identity when you retire to say, I was a police officer, not that I still am a police officer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was something very difficult for me to get through the first couple of years because my identity was so attached to law enforcement.
Yeah.
And now I feel like it was a part of my life, not that it is my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you decide to go to law school then?
Oh man, I had an interesting personal situation happen
Yeah.
and I was not very well protected, I
Yeah.
guess you would say,
Yeah.
right? And so from that situation, I felt lost. I felt like I'm giving my career, I'm giving my life to the street, right?
Yeah.
Working.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't receive that protection back.
You're right. Yeah.
So I got really so angry that I went to law school. And I said, you know, I'm like, I'm going to make sure whoever I represent, at that point, I wanted to be like a civil rights attorney because of that.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to make sure that whoever I represent does not feel this way, the way that I felt hopeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so how was law school? How was going through law school for you?
It was difficult
Yeah.
because I was working full time in the daytime. So this was my schedule from Monday to Thursday.
Yeah.
I get up at 5:30 to get to work at 7, to go to work from 7 to 3:30, to go to the gym, to take a shower, to change, to go to class from 6 to 10.
Wow.
Right.
That is a lot of
For
self-discipline.
3 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Fridays and Saturdays doing homework, catching up, you know. So it was very difficult and stressful, but anybody that wants to go through that, it's worth it because I'm on the back end of it and I'm so happy I did it.
And that's so great. It's so good. So like, tell me, so going through that, how did you stay motivated? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
a lot of people give up, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of it is that I like to finish what I start.
Yeah.
And I feel like me putting all this work in, I'm going to let so many people down because, you know, my family, we have like kind of like an immigrant story. Like I'm Puerto Rican and my family left Puerto Rico in the 50s.
Yeah.
And although we're not technically immigrants,
Yeah.
my family didn't speak English.
Yeah.
Right. So the opportunities that my grandparents came here to give us,
Yeah. Yeah.
my parents fulfilled it and then I'm able to fulfill it. So I always keep that in the back of my head where it's like, I can't let my grandmother down.
Right. Right.
You know,
No, for sure.
that just does, so it's very personal for me. And a lot of the motivation is my family because I do feel that I grew up in a time in New York in the 80s and 90s where it was extremely dangerous.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And without my family giving me the love at home and giving me a plate of food,
Yeah.
it would have been very difficult. I don't know where I would have been.
What do you say to people who don't have that same good fortune of a
Yeah.
good family
Yeah.
background, the sex circle, you know, the supporter?
I think it's
How do they get motivated?
I think you have to just get up every day and take it step by step, because you're going to face motivation. For me, it's not one singular thing. It's
Yeah.
like, well, I've been through all of these items before in my life.
Yeah.
And so whatever you throw at me now,
Yeah.
I'm going to just face it. I'm going to get through it. It's not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
So nothing kind of frazzles me anymore, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that doesn't happen. But you have to get through the first couple of steps of those difficult situations
Yeah.
to get on the back end of it.
And being a cop, you get to see some of that.
Oh yeah, yeah. You see a lot, and you see people in their worst moments, unfortunately,
yeah.
right? So the thing is that, like, getting through, it's worth it. It's worth fighting to getting through those first couple of steps that maybe you don't have that support system. But once you get through it, you realize it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And you get on the other end, you're gonna have some horrible moments. You're gonna fail a lot, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
part of it. But once you kind of get through that initial reaction of failure,
Yeah.
you really get on the other side of it, and you know, okay, I can deal with this. I'm alive. I can breathe. I'm
Yeah.
good, right? And you get back to it.
Protect your brand with Trademarkia. Register your trademark on trademarkia.com.